All right. All right, it's 5:40. Let's get started. Hi, everyone. For those who weren't here in the last session, my name is Sam Crutzen. I'm a program manager in Core Services Engineering, also known as Microsoft IT. It's the organization responsible for the internal collaboration tools, Exchange, Teams, SharePoint, etc. And here I'm here to talk to you tonight about audience targeting. So without further ado, really it's about making your site more awesome. And so let's show you how. So this slide, I'll gloss over it so we can get to the demos. We're big. We have a lot of sites, 250,000 site collections at Microsoft. And all those sites like our internal corporate portal, MSW, they need a way to stand out, to make their content more effective, to make sure their content surfaces to all the right users. And part of that solution is audience targeting. And I'll show a little bit about how we do audience targeting today in Classic and how we're shifting to the new modern audience targeting. So let's get to it. So first off, why target your content? Well, number one, to make it more effective by showing it to the right people. One of the biggest customers for audience targeting is our HR site. And like any HR site, we've got lots of content that has to serve our global employees. So for example, there are something like 50 maternity leave pages. 50. And basically there's nothing that says someone in North America isn't allowed to see the Norway maternity policy. It's not like security trimming is the right solution for that one. They just prefer to show the right one, and audience targeting is the solution. So that's number one. Number two is it makes it more findable. And we'll see how modern audience targeting makes this even better. But in Classic, that's more about showing the user the right content the first time in a search-driven web part, that sort of thing. So, moving right along, let's talk about how we did Classic audience targeting. This one won't have necessarily a live demo, but we'll do a live demo for modern. So the way we did user targeting was, well, the only way you can, which is using the user profile store. How did content get in there? Sorry if this is a replay for you seasoned pros, but three ways. The first one is users. So users go to their OneDrive for Business, they go to their profile page, they go to their the fields that we present them. It's actually in the Delve page. Oh, sorry, I should have started with AAD data. First, we pull in the data from AAD. Last count, I think it was like 25 attributes are sucked in from Azure Active Directory. You do nothing, you get that one for free. The second one is the one I was jumping ahead on, which is the user supplied data. So this is where you go to your Delve page and you fill out, hey, what's my birthday? What are my skills? What are my interests? And so on and so forth. They hit OK, and those get shoved into the profile store and can be used for targeting if that's what you want. The third one, and this is the one that I wanted to share most of all, is the third option, which is IT supplied data. So internally at Microsoft, we have a couple of different data sources. One we call Data Mall, which is sort of this warehouse of all kinds of data about users, building information, job title, job category, and so on and so forth, what org they're in, as well as a retail store database where we pull in data about employees that work in our retail stores. What size store are they in? Are they in a kiosk, a large size store? What store number, and so on and so forth. So we take all that data and we suck it from the user profiles, from those data sources, and we upload it via the bulk import API. So if you're not familiar with it, basically you're taking the data, you're putting it into a known schema, you upload it into a SharePoint content document library, and then you send a signal saying, hey, next timer job cycle, import this data. And it's a way to import hundreds of thousands of attributes in a fairly timely way. So for example, once in a while, I'm sure no one in IT ever knows this problem, once in a while we get a problem and we have to catch up, we're able to do a full update of every user at Microsoft, every attribute that we populate, which is about 30, and we can do it in about 12 hours. So it's really remarkably fast, much faster than the old deprecated CSOM that we used to use. So bulk import API is the secret there. So I'm not really going to, well, I'll show the outcome here in a second. So here's an old, I've got someone in the audience that helps work on the MSW page, but the gist is, we've got these major sections that I'll show you in a moment. And using the audience targeting data, so this is actually just a subset, it's a much longer query, but you can see in here, so for example, down here you have EDS country, which is the official country that the employee works in as designated by HR. We use that content to show content that's relevant, that's interesting, that's useful to that customer. And we show that in the events section, in the highlights section, even though I'm not showing it here, up in our hero, and up in our nav. So let me show you what that looks like. So what we have here, we'll go to this page, we'll put that on the left, and we'll grab this one. So the user on the left is me, Sam, the Redmond user, a full-time employee who happens to be in engineering. The user on the right is a medical field person, a fellow named P. Sherman. He works in Sydney, Australia. And so he deserves to get a very different type of content. And so what we can see here is, if I'm showing the right two, sorry about that, on the, up here in the hero, you see two different types of content. In today's page, obviously they're targeting 2 for global users, and then the bottom right goes to Australia users. If you go down, and I won't belabor this, but you can see different content as we go down. Basically targeting the content that's most useful, most interesting to the users of Australia. Now the last thing I'll show on classic targeting is they've done an audience-driven navigation element. So, for example, you can see in here like Customer Insights Australia, not present in the nav over here. Again, using audience targeting to present to the user a much more interesting, a much more usable, a much more discoverable set of content. So that's classic targeting in a nutshell. Lots more, we can talk about it. I'll say I am staying after if anyone has any questions about it. But let's move on, because there's the new stuff to get to that I'm really kind of excited about. So, what we're going to do, and I just realized I left my demo script in my bag, so I'll wing it. So what we're going to do is something that's awfully dangerous. And everyone says, Sam, don't do it. It's really dangerous. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to provision a brand new site. I'm going to enable audience targeting and show you how it's done. So you go in here, you provision a brand new site. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a communication site because I'm building something, maybe a major function where I want to communicate, maybe something in the finance org or the HR org or what have you. I'll go ahead and create a communication site, and I'll say Sam on stage. And I'll go ahead and hit finish. And what we're going to see here is in about 5 or 6 seconds, our internal metrics show that communication site gets created in about 5.6, that I have a brand new, fresh communication site. So there's no smoke and mirrors here, no cooking show. They've cooked it really behind the scenes to make it easy. It's actually how it works. So this page will load any second now that we're beyond the 6 seconds that I just touted as being amazing. Oh, come on now. All right, so here's our brand new site collection. So what I'll do is I'll go to the site contents page, and to remind you of what I'm doing is I'm enabling modern audience targeting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my site pages library, and then once there, I'm going to hit on the gear and I'm going to go to the settings for the library settings tab. And in here you've got this audience targeting settings link. It's been there before, but there's something new now, and this will be rolling out to external customers soon. We got this new enable modern audience targeting link. And I see some people leaning in, so I'll just kind of make it a little bit bigger there for a second. So enable modern audience targeting. And so when I go ahead and hit OK here, what's really going on in the back end is it's adding a column to my list or library. You can enable this for lists, you can enable it for libraries, but in this case I'm in a library. So if I go back to my pages library, you'll see now that I have this new audience column showing like so. And so what we'll do is, what do you do when you have an audience targeting column? Well, you target some audiences. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and create, let's say, a new news post. And we'll create some eye-grabbing headline. What is my eye-grab? Oh, some eye-grabbing headline. And I'll put an image in there just because, it's boring without an image. Great. We'll grab that camel right there. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put that in. And you're going like, Sam, what's the deal? You're going to do audience targeting. Well, when I go into the page details pane, you'll see that I have this new audience section lighting up here. And so this is your opportunity to put in what? Well, you can put in any of one of three things. Actually, it'll be four things by the time we're done. You can put in a classic security group. So one that's been created on-prem, it's synced up to the cloud, and it's available in Azure Active Directory. You can use a modern group, an Office 365 group. That is possible here. You can use an individual, although it's actually technically broken in the internal build, so I definitely won't show that. And then the last thing that is not done yet, but will be there when it ships to the public is, and this is the one that blows my mind, you'll be able to use distribution lists. So distribution lists as an audience, so that's awesome. And so, thank you. I love the one person clapping. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and type in alpaca fans. Yes, I like llamas and alpacas. Not camels so much, I don't know why. And so I can target it to that. And yeah, it's stuck. Sometimes it doesn't look like it sticks. We'll fix that before we ship it. And then you go ahead and post it. And you have successfully audience targeted your content. And I'll take questions in just a minute if that's okay. So that's how easy it is. That's how you enable audience targeting. That's how you do audience targeting. So let's switch back to the deck and look at all the things I forgot to do. Since I was doing the demo without my demo script. Come on now. There we go. All right, so like I said, you can use security groups, you can use cloud groups, you can use distribution lists. Awesome. I did the demo already. So to recap, audience targeting makes your content more relevant, more discoverable, more interesting, and the thing I left out is more discoverable. Because the last thing that we're going to do when we ship it is if you go into your search center, or whatever we call it in modern here in the near future, it will actually give a relevance boost. So even if it's just random content, if you go in and search it, two pieces of content which would otherwise have an equivalent relevance score, the one that has an audience targeted to you would get boosted up in search results, so because the system will assume that's more relevant to you. Classic techniques, super powerful if you are willing to go in and do the work and build your query strings. Of course, the challenge there is you have to be somewhat of a SharePoint developer and really kind of be willing to dig in and get your feet wet. Modern audience targeting improves search. And the last thing that I couldn't demo because it's not working yet is audience targeting will be respected in the new roll-up web parts. So if you come to my hub site session tomorrow, we're going to talk about hub sites. In short, there are a couple of web parts that will support audience targeting. The news web part will support audience targeting, and soon after, the events web part will support audience targeting. So that way you can imagine a scenario where, like, our corporate communication site has a top-level site, associated sites for whatever region, Australia, Silicon Valley, whatever, and the content can be managed by those teams and have it float up to the main portal. So roll-up audience targeting will be supported soon. So with that is your whirlwind tour. I will now take any questions that there might have, and I think you had one.
Yeah, I had a question about in the user profile service. Of course, you've got the audiences there. Can you use those in modern also?
So it's a good question. So the question was, for those who couldn't hear it, is you've already got the user profile stuff in the profile store from Classic. Can you use those in modern audience targeting? The answer is no. You're catching us. here we are on our horse, halfway across the stream. Now, what I will say is this. So, for us, we've built all that infrastructure, right, to do the audience targeting. I talked about our data sources and the tool that shoves data in via the bulk profile import tool. We're going to add on an additional piece to that tool, which populates security groups using those same attributes. So our approach that we're going to use, in fact, we already have a working prototype of this, it just wasn't ready to demo here, where we have a tool that will go out and provision a modern group saying, yeah, everyone in company code 1010, which is North America users, or everyone who is an employee or a vendor in Australia will populate those security groups that way. So that's going to be our approach. In the meantime, perhaps like you, we already have a whole bunch of DLs and security groups that we can use, like everyone that works in this building, everyone that works in this country. And our guidance for the meantime will be to use those on modern. It's a great question, though. I'm glad you asked it. Any other questions? Oh, yes.
Release timeline.
Sorry?
Release timeline.
Oh, release timeline. When is modern? They're demoing it right now. They're testing it on us. We found a couple of bugs. I believe they're saying before the end of the year. So you'll get this, depending on which ring you're in. If you're in first release, I would expect October-ish. If you're not in first release, you'll probably see it November, December-ish is my guess. That would be a good question for the product group, like Dave Cohen, if you see him. How do you know which ring you're in? That's something set by the tenant admin. And so there's a setting in tenant admin where you can opt yourself into an earlier release. You can do it on a per user basis or on a per tenant basis. So there are two ways to do that. Okay. Did I see another question?
Yeah. Premises going on premises or 2019 or is not going in 2019?
So the question was, is this going into on-prem, the new modern targeting? Actually, I don't know. I don't have any on-prem left. I'm not doing, as you saw from the last session, we'll be out of on-prem within 6 months, and so I haven't actually looked into it. I apologize. I don't know the answer to that question. If you send me an email, samcr@microsoft.com, I will find an answer for you and respond within 72 business hours. I apologize, I don't know. Any other questions? Yeah.
Well, I guess just a recommendation. So when audiences used to be in central admin, the IT administrator was kind of in charge of managing all of that, seeing what the audiences are, seeing if there were issues. But with it moving out of that, and it's kind of user managed, where the audiences are used and how those work are distributed, what is MSIT's approach at managing audiences overall?
Sure. So the question was, so in the old system, we went in to build global audiences in the old product. That was an IT function, and so IT had control over those. Am I kind of recapping it? And so, what is our approach in IT, in Microsoft IT, to retaining control over that? And the honest answer is, we have no plan to retain control over that. We have a couple of tools, and so we have, in fact, I think they're publicly available. We have something called ID Web, which is a FIM-based on-prem solution for building mail-enabled security groups and DLs and so on and so forth. And then we've got the new Azure AD portal where you can build your own modern groups. We direct users, and they're allowed to create their own at will. And so the answer, if you were one of my internal users, I would say, here's where you can go create your own groups if you want. Use those for audience targeting. If you need something big, like everyone who reports up to Rajesh Jha, the head of office, then you'd come talk to me, and that's where I would use my tool to build those for you. So, but really, if that's not a control thing, that's just a scale thing that I would have to help with. But a great question.
And you would deal with naming conventions and all that, so they were findable.
Yeah, so the question was, do we have any naming conventions? When we used the old global audiences, we didn't, and it was a nightmare. If you're going to do that, I would recommend it. When we do the new ones using the modern groups built dynamically, I do intend to use both a naming scheme as well as a directory where people can look them up. So like, hey, I'm a site owner and I want to target to people in Transylvania, then they can go in and search for Transylvania and target to those users. Great.
So with the hub sites, you have your hub site, and then you have the associated hub sites. How are you able to, how will the targeting be done to say this group of people can see the link for that site? Or not?
Right. That's a great question. So let me show that, because that's more fun as a demo. So the question was, and this is where I went off script, but let me show you. So to show content using modern audience targeting, you actually have to do something. So I'm so glad you asked that question. So for example, let's take the news web part, which handles audience targeting. Let me get what I don't know what that was. So first off, if you want to use it at all, you have to go down here and turn on audience targeting. And so that will automatically just start using the attributes of the user to apply filters to the content. Now, the specific question, to repeat the question, was how will that work in a hub site situation? The exact same way. What you'll see is...
Attention Microsoft Ignite attendees. The expo is now closed. Please make your way to the exits. The expo will reopen tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Thank you and have a great evening.
So what's happening for me internally, but this will be fixed before it ships to you. This will disappear right now in my environment if you're in a hub because it doesn't support it yet. But by the time it ships, this will be here, and it won't matter whether you're targeting the content on a site or targeting for content across a hub. Same process.
So targeting, so a hub, for the hub itself, and you have an associated site with the hub. However, you have an audience that shouldn't be going to that site at all. Will it appear on the hub site for them to get there as part of the navigation? To say like departments, we've got 4 departments, but one of those departments they shouldn't see.
Navigation frame.
So the question is, let me repackage it in a different way.
Yeah, for that, it's like if they're not supposed to go to a country or something.
Right. So there's 2 sides to that question. The first one is, what web parts will support audience targeting? And so just to touch on that, news, events soon, and before the end of the year, navigation will support audience targeting. The second half of that question, as I think I heard it, was around, what was the second?
The link itself.
The link itself, on the hub itself,
Right.
when you associate the site, it becomes available on the link on the hub.
Right.
So we have our, for the lack of better words, U.S. users, and then we have our global or other country users, right?
Right.
And we have sites that we develop for them. But we don't want our U.S. users to go to their site, but we want the hub site where they can...
So the right people see it.
They would see it.
Right. Yeah, so it'll be surfaced in 2 ways. And what I'll do is I'll finish off with this question and then invite people to come up. Thank you all for coming. So what we're going to see here pretty soon, and I don't have a hub site on this site, so let's go over to Accordion Land, which is my little playpen site. So if you want to go in and edit the nav, let's do it on the local nav actually. What we'll soon have here is the ability to specify an audience here. So it'll be very similar to what I showed you in the classic model, where you can say, show this, the Norway maternity site to Norway users, the England maternity site to England users, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of the implementation we can expect.
All of that is in the rollout of audience targeting.
Yeah, so audience targeting will get lit up first with news, and then the other features will follow.
So it's not one entire set ready to go out the box.
Exactly. We got to dribble it out, make you really pine for it. So thank you all for coming. If you have any questions, I'll be here until you don't need to talk to me anymore. Thank you.